Hi everybody, and welcome to our session 6 in our series on how to build a strong family. I'm Dave Buskell, and with me is Pastor Mike Vincent from Victory Road Evangelical Free Church. We've been talking about the husband and wife relationship, and today we're going to turn our direction to the kids. And there's an important proverb in chapter 22 verse 6 that talks about train up a child in the way he should go, and that when he is old, they will not depart from it. So, Mike, what does it mean really to train up a child in the way they should go?
You know, it's interesting, Dave. We talked about the idea of bringing out the best in your family members. Really, that's what that verse is about. To train your child to bring out the best in each child. They're going to be a little bit different, but we try to get to know them and then figure out how can I bring out the gifts that God has given to them. One of the critical things to do when we do that is, and we said this again, to set goals for your family and what you want your family to look like in the future.
Right.
Well, we need to train up our kids by being an example. You know, what we want our kids to be and to do, they need to see that in our lives.
Right.
That is so critical. That, you know, if we want them to be people of character and integrity, people who tell the truth, people who are on time, people who work hard, all these different things, we need to say, am I being a good and godly example for my kids? So that is critical in training our children. And then another piece of that is teaching them right and wrong.
Yeah.
You know, as a parent, that is really one of the main responsibilities God has given to us. Yeah, we want to be friends with them. We want to get to know them and share our lives, but we're their parent. And so we are the ones that teach them about right and wrong. I wanted to share briefly from Ephesians chapter 6, which says, "Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger." This is Ephesians 6:4, "but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord." And so one of the main things in training our kids is teaching them the Word of God and teaching them right and wrong in our culture.
Oh, very good. It's a big topic for sure.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, would there be one or maybe two principles that you could share that are really important with that concept of training children?
Sure. Well, again, we need to look for how do we bring out the best in our kids. And we've talked about love languages.
Yeah.
And so we learn their love language, what they enjoy, and then we have to spend time with them.
Yeah.
That is so important, you know, and how we speak to them, to encourage them, to build them up. Maybe their love language is words of affirmation. That is so critical, but we don't want to berate them. We want to build them up and encourage them in so many different ways. I remember years ago when my youngest daughter, Debbie, she loved playing Barbies. I just have to be honest, playing Barbies, not my thing. But she loved playing Barbies. So I remember one time just going down and sitting on the ground and playing Barbies with her.
Right.
And that was so important because that's what she enjoyed. It wasn't what I enjoyed, but as a dad, I needed to sacrificially love her by playing Barbies with her, and that's just one example. So those are, that time, spending time to bring out the best in them is critical. And then something else, again, there's so many different things we could talk about, is as a parent, we need to set boundaries for our kids. And sometimes that means we need to discipline them. I know that's not real popular in our culture, but let me just read from Proverbs chapter 13, verse 24. It says, "He who withholds his rod hates his son, but he who loves him disciplines him diligently." You know, kids aren't always going to understand reasoning, though we can reason with them and we need to share with them. But sometimes we need to teach them through spanking, through timeout, through grounding, through taking away privileges, to try and get their attention and say there are right and wrong things that they are to do.
Yeah, it's not wrong to, or even hateful to discipline your kids.
Absolutely not. It's saying I love you. And it's teaching them that my parents love me to teach me right and wrong. And it gives them security in their lives. It's so important.
Yeah, very good. Well, we always encourage you to apply something from this lesson. And one of the things Mike talked about was just speaking words of love to them, if that's their love language. And there's another important Proverbs. It says that life and death are in the power of the tongue.
Yeah.
You can really build your kids up, build a positive self-concept, and build confidence in them just through your words. And the opposite is true too, that you can build a negative self-confidence. You can destroy them, tear them down just by your words. So one suggestion I would have this week for something to put into practice would be write down 3 or 4 things that you really like about your kids, admire about them, that they're doing well in. Maybe they're doing well in school or being kind to others, helping around the house, whatever it is. Write those down and sit down with them, look them in the eye, and speak life into your kids. Tell them what they're doing good.
Yeah.
That's an important principle in building a strong family.
Absolutely.
So anyway, thanks for joining us this session. Our next session is going to be very important too. We're going to talk about conflict resolution
Oh, wow.
in a family. So if you have any comments, put them down in the YouTube section, or you can always email us at info@victoryefc.com. So again, we look forward to seeing you next time on how to build a strong family.
Have a good week.